Have you ever imagined the Lions taking an under-the-radar edge rusher in the first round? Well, Mel Kiper just dropped a mock draft that's causing a stir in Detroit, and the fan base is split. On one side, there's a much-needed boost to the pass rush that could finally take some weight off Hutchinson's shoulders. On the other, a surprising shift in the front office's offensive strategy, with an O-lineman pick who might become a starter as soon as his rookie year. And if you think that's already surprising, just wait until you hear about the hidden gem who could emerge on day 3 of the draft. So hold that excitement and don't miss a single detail of these red-hot Lions updates. Hit that like button, the video's just getting started. Mel Kiper dropped one of those bombshells that always shake up the draft world, and this time he released a 2-round mock that'll have Lions fans scratching their heads but also a little excited. With the 28th pick, Kiper has Detroit going after a running mate for Aiden Hutchinson on the edge, selecting edge rusher Donovan Ezeruwaku from Boston College. The truth is, the Lions know they can't leave Hutchinson alone with the task of chasing down quarterbacks. They did bring Marcus Davenport back, but the guy barely saw the field in 2024. And let's be real, Detroit's pass rush last year was well below expectations. Just to give you an idea, outside of Hutchinson, the only other edge with more than 3 sacks was Za'Darius Smith, who's already gone, by the way. Kiper summed up the situation pretty well. The defense was already struggling on the edges before injuries even hit. And with Hutchinson coming off a leg injury, they desperately need someone to share the load. Ezeruwaku, standing 6'2" and weighing 248 pounds, is coming off a monster season with 65 pressures and 16.5 sacks. He's been linked to the Lions in multiple mocks since December, so it wouldn't be a shock if this pick actually happens. Then in the second round, with the 60th pick, the Lions shift gears to offense and grab Andy Belton, a 6'6", 336-pound beast out of NC State. Kiper points out that Detroit lost Kevin Zeitler in free agency, and now the team seems ready to test options like Kayode Wasika or Christian Mahogany at right guard. Belton played mostly at left tackle in college, but has the potential to switch positions at the next level, and the Lions might slot him inside from day 1. In short, Detroit walks away from this mock with a new QB hunter and a major reinforcement to protect Jared Goff. Not too shabby, huh? So, do you think Donovan Ezeruwaku has what it takes to be Hutchinson's perfect partner? Drop a comment below and let us know what you think about this potential addition, because the next bit of news brings an even more intriguing name and edge who could surprise everyone late in the draft. With the 2025 draft just around the corner, mark your calendar for April 24th in Green Bay, the big question in Detroit remains the same. What the hell are the Lions going to do with the 28th pick? Everything's on the table. The front office, led by Brad Holmes, could easily target an interior O-lineman or double down on adding more firepower to the edge of the defense. If they do go with an offensive lineman right out of the gate, that opens the door for a pass rush addition later on. And that's where a name like Ashton Gallott from Louisville enters the picture, maybe not as flashy as Mike Green or Donovan Ezeruwaku, but definitely worth keeping an eye on. A true hidden gem who could fall right into Detroit's lap late on day 2 or even early on day 3. Gallott looks like he was built in a lab to wreak havoc on quarterbacks. At 6'3" and 264 pounds, he's got power, explosiveness, and a motor that just won't quit. He's the kind of edge who not only gets pressure but also holds up well against the run. Over the last 2 seasons with the Cardinals, he racked up more than 120 pressures and 14 sacks, serious production. Just in 2024, he recorded 41 hurries, 11 QB hits, and 5 more sacks in just 12 games. And check out this PFF grade, 87.8 overall, with an eye-popping 89.9 in pass rushing. He's on fire. Field Yates from ESPN already threw his name into the mix as a perfect late-round fit for the Lions. He praised Gallott's powerful build classic barrel chest and highlighted the 4.63 he ran at Louisville's Pro Day. For an edge pushing 275 pounds, that's the kind of number that raises eyebrows. Of course, it's not all perfect. Gallott's arms are a bit on the short side, under 33 inches, which could knock his draft stock down a bit. But even with that, he's proven to be a consistent, reliable monster on the field. And more than that, he's got all the tools to develop into a versatile, productive 3-down lineman. If the Lions hold off on drafting an edge until later, Gallott could be the kind of steal that transforms their defensive line rotation. Remember that name, this could be one of those picks that makes noise down the line. Honestly, speaking as a fan, I'd be a little nervous if the Lions waited until late on day 2 to grab an edge. Hutchinson can't carry that line by himself again, we saw that loud and clear last season. But at the same time, you can't ignore that Ashton Gillott is a serious talent who might outperform plenty of bigger names. Whether it's Eziruwaku at 28 or Gillott later on, the bottom line is this. Detroit needs to walk away with someone ready to make an impact from day 1. Now, if you don't want to miss any more Lions updates leading up to the draft, make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. We've got a lot more coming your way.